Hi friends, this is 5 Minutes to Make Sense of the Bible. I'm Joe Hopkins. Today, we focus on the letter to the Colossians, chapter 3, verses 5 through 17. This New Testament epistle, which is another word for letter, is written in the tradition of St. Paul for a church in the 1st century AD. Let's explore the context and content of this section of this letter, and then reflect on its meaning for our lives today. Because we're discussing a letter, let's talk about the sender and the intended audience. The letter itself claims that it was written by the great missionary church planter St. Paul. However, when Bible scholars compare the letter to other letters that are definitely written by Paul, such as Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, and some others, they identify a different writing style and some more advanced theology in Colossians. These scholars say that the true author of the letter to the Colossians used the name Paul as a pseudonym, both using the reputation of the true Paul to gain the trust of the audience and to build upon the teachings of Paul as church communities grew and adapted to new members and new situations. Perhaps we can think of this letter as coming from a sort of 1st century St. Paul's school of theology. Whoever the author truly was, this person clearly intended for the church community in the city of Colossae to receive it and share it with other followers of Jesus in neighboring cities. Colossae was an inland city in what is now Western Turkey, and its residents practiced many different religions, sometimes mixing elements of multiple religions to suit their spiritual fancies. This kind of religious mixing is called syncretism, and was very common throughout the Roman Empire. This letter was meant to discourage the Colossian followers of Jesus from mixing elements from other religions into the beliefs and practices of the way of Jesus, and to maintain faithfulness to the teachings of the founders of the church community. The passage that we are focusing on today begins with a list of vices or behaviors that followers of Jesus should avoid, and urges listeners and readers to treat those vices like stained laundry. Followers of Jesus should metaphorically dress alike, no matter their ethnicity, class, or past religious affiliations, and put on more virtuous spiritual clothing. The passage ends with a series of exhortations to align their lives with the way of Jesus. Believers ought to practice forgiveness, embrace love, welcome peace, teach wisdom, sing to God, and especially be thankful. All these actions are not only the marks of an individual Christian life, but behaviors that build healthy relationships with other people in community. Because in the 1st century St. Paul's school of theology, a person can only follow Jesus in community. Let's reflect on this section of this letter to the Church of Colossians now. First, what do you think of the view that the letter to the Colossians might have been written by someone other than Paul? How would this possible different authorship affect your understanding of the letter? Next, how might the syncretism, or mixing of different religious elements together, of 1st century Colossae be similar to 21st century North American spiritual practices? How do you feel about mixing elements of different religions? Finally, if you had to list 3 behaviors to emphasize to live a life aligned with the way of Jesus, what would they be? And what would be the 3 behaviors that Christians should most avoid? What makes these behaviors so important to you? So there, 5 minutes to make sense of the Bible. I am preaching a sermon based on Colossians chapter 3 at Streetsville United Church. So check out our YouTube channel for a recording of our worship services. And as you read the Bible by yourself, Pay attention to what piques your curiosity. The Spirit often tries to catch our attention through our curiosity. And as always, while it's good to read the Bible by ourselves, we make the most sense of the Bible when we read the Bible together. Peace, friends.